I'm KupoCola. Do you remember in school when your teacher would say there's no stupid questions? Well, that was a lie, just like most things in life. But I am here today to answer your stupid questions. Let's get started. This first one comes from Robin_Yay. Do babies learn to walk naturally? No, they don't. There's a certain point in a baby's life when the government feels like they should start be walking, because what are we rather than the government's pawns? So there is a baby facility somewhere in the United States that flicks the switch that allows babies to walk, or begin to learn to walk, if you will. Next question. This next question comes from DankWaffle227. How do I dry my ice? Well, the thing is, you have to put ice in your mouth. It only works if you have at least a couple cubes of ice, and then you just go and you just start sucking all of the cold out of the ice. It might not seem like it's working, but if it starts to really get cold, that means that the cold from the ice is being absorbed into your mouth and being used in other places in your body. This one comes from No Shock 1864. Why is my public hair falling off? Well, you see, you have to go out in public for you to have public hair. If you stay indoors for too long, then that public hair starts becoming to indoor hair. You know what I'm saying? So go outside, touch some grass, go out in public and be around people, and then you'll kind of notice that your public hair is growing and being very girthy and actually very smelly. It'll smell very nice, and the aroma will kind of fill the air, that's why and if you go to cities, it doesn't really smell too good, is because it's full of people that don't really go out in public so much. And so yeah, that's another fun fact, that public hair smells very good and will help you attract a mate. This one comes from Wayne_Head. Would being an amputee make your body more efficient? No, no. It doesn't work, and being amputated does not work like blindness, and I don't even know if blindness really does this, but some people say that when you become blind, you start hearing better, your taste starts getting better, your nose starts smelling stuff that it's never smelled before, and then even your taste goes beyond the taste buds of a normal human being. But when you become an amputee, there's really nothing for your body to do better, because let's say if I get my arm cut off, right? My left hand suddenly doesn't become more strong or more fast or just becomes a better arm. And it doesn't go either to my legs. I don't just suddenly start running faster. I mean, that's just don't cut your limbs off is what I'm trying to say. Don't. It will not work. Maybe? This one comes from the goat with the zodiac. Why are my sodas exploding upon opening? That's because there's a deeper problem at play. Because typically when your sodas are exploding, it is because that they have been shooketh in a certain way or pretty violently. So what you're saying, what your problem is that when you look at a soda, it being in a can, I would imagine that most people with the same issue as you see a can of soda and are attracted by the roundness of the can, right? So when you're holding this round object, you start shaking it very fast and very vigorously, which causes your soda to explode, as for most things that are shooketh and vibrated and yanked and yoinked in very vigorous ways. So it appears you have a bigger problem at play. This one comes from Drunken 501st Marksman. What's the point of rest mode on a PS4? Well, that's a very good question, as a matter of fact. The rest mode for a PS4 is just for it to shut up. It is so freaking loud. This one is from Blink3Z420. Are skeletons real? No, and this has been a very huge conspiracy theory. Skeletons is just something that was made up by the film industry. And they wanted to create something that was spooky, quote unquote, for the time, because when film was coming out around the 20s and 30s, there wasn't really a horror genre, if you will. So it was created by a man named Jeffrey S. Skell, and he created the very first skeleton, in which why it's associated with Halloween, and also why it carries the name Skellington, because of his last name, Skell, if you haven't picked that up already. But no, we are not made up of skeletons. There is really no such real thing as a skeleton. We are really just molecules built together to be in this form. And which is why when people are so fragile, right? Because once you break the next question. This one comes from expert Macaroon 3669. How do I get out of mom talk? You don't. You're in mom talk now. Welcome. You're either a mom that is seeing other moms on this so-called mom talk, or you are someone who is attracted to moms. There's no way out, really. Moms are everywhere, really, when you think about it. Whether you're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, the real world, there's gonna be moms all over the place. This one comes from normal person, ooh woo. How big does a penis have to be for it to be considered as big? At least big enough to the point where you do not have to ask this question on Reddit, unfortunately. This is from Glorinori. I know this is random, but do babies puke in their mom's stomach? They do, actually, which is how they eat, in their mom's stomach. I don't know if there's a bunch of people out there that think that babies get their food from the umbilical cord, but that is 100% not true. If anything, what happens is their moms eat food into the umbilical cord, comes back out for it to be edible, right? Then the baby pukes it out, which makes it edible, and then they just suck it up like a Capri Sun. So yes, answer your question, yes, they do. And it's very natural. It may sound gross, but maybe you should look at yourself. And finally, this one is from Primary Alternative 4. Do babies stare at attractive or unattractive faces? The answer to that question is both. They either are mortified by you or in awe that they've never seen such beauty in their life, that they compare that face, that attractive face, to their parents and can't believe that that person is not their mommy or daddy or both. So unfortunately, when a baby stares at you in the future, you have to really evaluate yourself and determine whether you are atrocious to look at, or that you fall under the category as the symbol and definition of beauty, and that you should be that baby's parent. And if you ask me, I would think you would know the right answer to that. And unfortunately, that is all the time I have for today. Thank you for your stupid questions. And hopefully I've put those questions to rest and have eased your hearts into finally having these answers that you've been so longing for. And if you would like me to continue reading these absurdly stupid questions, let me know in the comments below. Until then, bye-bye.